The Nagasena Bhiksu Sutra, Vol.1, translated by the Venerable Guangxing and read by Angus Cargill. Verse for commencing the Sutra. The unexcelled, most profound and exquisitely wondrous Dharma is difficult to encounter throughout hundreds of thousands of millions of kalpas. Since we are now able to see, hear, receive, and retain it, may we comprehend the true meaning of the Tathagata. The Nagasena Bhiksu Sutra. Part 1. The Secular Narrative. Introduction. The Buddha once dwelt in the kingdom of Shravasti, in Jetavana, Anathapindika's park. At that time, all the Bhikshu Sangha, Bhikshuni Sangha, Upasakas, Upasikas, all the kings of heaven, great ministers, wealthy men, and ordinary people, and also those who pursue the heretical views of the 96 doctrines, the total number amounting to more than 10,000, came daily to the Buddha to hear the Dharma. It occurred to the Buddha, "The assembly of men here is becoming greater from day to day, and my body cannot be at ease." The Buddha wished to forsake the assembly of men and retire to a solitary place where he could sit down, contemplate, and meditate on the path. The Buddha then deserted the assembly of men and entered a mountain called the Jiaoluo forest. These trees were imbued with spirits, and the Buddha sat himself at the foot of one of the trees and meditated on the path of purity. 2. Nagasena's previous life as an elephant king. Not far from the forest there was a group of elephants that numbered more than 500. Among them there was an elephant king who was wise and good, who was able to judge between good and bad, and whose manners resembled those of men. All the elephants used to surround the king, and among them there were males and females, all large-tusked, medium-tusked, and small-tusked. Whenever the elephant king was thirsty and wished to go and drink water, all the smaller elephants ran before the king and entered the water to drink. After that they would play in the water, running about and stirring it up, or by fishing in the water they made it turbid and impure. As a result, the king could not have any pure water to drink. Whenever the king was hungry and wanted to go and eat grass, all the small elephants used to run before him and eat all the beautiful grass before sporting around, running about, jumping and treading on the grass, until the king himself would not have any fresh grass to eat at all. The elephant king thereupon thought to himself, "My companions are too numerous and troublesome. I regret that all the elephants and their young ones stir up water before I drink, making it turbid, or eat the grass before me, making it impure by treading on it. I always have to drink impure water and eat trodden grass. What if I were to abandon all the elephants and retire to a quiet place where I can be happy?" Thereupon the elephant king abandoned the assembly, went to the mountains, and came upon the Jiaoluo forest. He saw the Buddha there sitting at the foot of a tree. Greatly rejoicing in his heart, the elephant king came before the Buddha, bowed, knelt down, worshipped him, and then retired to one side and remained there. The Buddha then thought to himself, "I have abandoned my companions and have come here in the forest. The elephant king has also forsaken his retinue and come here to the same place. Thus we have come here for exactly the same purpose." The Buddha then preached the Dharma for the sake of the elephant king and said, "A Buddha is the most honored among men, and the elephant king is the most honored among the elephants." The Buddha said, "My intention is similar to that of yours, the elephant king. I will be happy being together with the Elephant King in the forest." When the Elephant King heard the Dharma, his mind was enlightened, and he understood what the Buddha taught. Then he wandered about at the place where the Buddha was. He drew water with his trunk and watered the ground. Then he plucked some grass with his trunk and swept the place, and he made the ground flat by treading on it. The Elephant King served the Buddha in this way, from morning till evening every day. 3. The attendance by the Elephant King to the Sutra recitation. Some time afterwards, the Buddha took the quiet path of nirvana and disappeared. The Elephant King did not know where the Buddha was, and therefore he wandered about to look for the Buddha, but without success. Thereupon he wept and cried and was full of sorrow, unable to enjoy anything. He did not even eat or drink. At that time there was a Buddhist monastery on a mountain in that country. It was called Vol.1, and in it lived 500 Shramanas, who were all arhats. They used to recite sutras throughout the night on the 6 fast days each month. The Elephant King was also on the mountain near the monastery. He noticed that there was a recitation of sutras on the 6 fast days, and came to the monastery every fast day in order to hear a sutra recitation. All the Shramanas knew that the Elephant King was glad to hear the recitation, and waited each time until he arrived before starting. While hearing the recitation of a sutra, he would neither sleep nor lie down, neither move nor sway the whole night. 4. Relation between Nagasena and Menander in their previous lives. As the Elephant King had often heard the exposition of the sutras and had served the Buddha, when his long life as an Elephant King had come to an end, he was later born as a human. He was born in a Brahmin family and did not hear of the Buddha or of the sutras, nor did he see any Shramana. Thus he left his family and went into the deep forests of a mountain to learn the path of a Brahman. There was another hermit Brahman living in the same forest, and the two visited each other and made each other's acquaintance. One of the two thought to himself, "I am disgusted with the human life, with the district magistrate, with the conditions of sorrow, suffering, old age, sickness, and death. After death we are to fall into the hells, or to become a hungry ghost, preta, or an animal, or live a poor and miserable life when born as a human. Therefore I will shave my hair and beard, and become a Shramana, wear a kasaya, and seek after the quiet path, nirvana, which is the means of saving the world." The other Brahman also thought to himself, "I wish to be a sovereign, possessed with might and power, and let all the people under heaven follow me, and obey my commands and instructions."